photos here. Lovely, lovely. It's a wonderful privilege and exciting to go on this journey together. So on this journey, it's a journey that you will be the expert. My role in this journey is just to walk with you and to create spaces and opportunities for you to just get to know yourself and to get acquainted with your life and what's going on in your life. And also I will offer you a few tools that you can use to work more skillfully with some of the challenges that we have, but also to use some skills to unlock the deep potential that each one of us have. And that's actually the big thing for me. I'm really convinced that each one of you has a very, very big treasure cove in your inner life. And some of us do live from that treasure cove, and we enjoy it, and whatever we find, all the jewels that we have there. But if you really delve into the treasure chest, let's call it a treasure chest, and you open it up, you will find that most of the things that you are actually looking for is lurking there, is already there. And we just need ways to unlock what is already there. So most of us have this idea of you have to climb 10,000 mountains and sit 40,000 hours meditation before you can access some kind of peace or joy or have a different way of living. But it is so close. It is so close. And if you just touch that sense of peace, just in this moment, I can actually feel it. It is so close. So you don't have to walk 10,000 miles and do 1,000,000 meditations. It's just about letting go of all the hindrances that blocks whatever is there, because it is there. So this course will be a path to gain access to those inner treasures, the treasures of compassion and joy and peace and clarity and compassion. And there's one, I will not give it away now, but it'll come a bit later. So I think maybe a good way to start is just to become present here, and also become aware of our intention, each one of us, for this course. So let's start with a short meditation by just sitting in a way that embodies that you want to be awake and aware, but also relaxed. So the idea of the posture of mindfulness meditation is so that you embody your awareness and your restfulness. You embody your intention. So it's not a magical trick, it's just showing in your whole body, and a sense of dignity, and that you have the intent of being aware, but also going to relax at the same time. So if you can perhaps consider closing your eyes, or if you don't want to close your eyes, just lowering the gaze a bit and focusing a bit downward. If you feel uneasy by closing your eyes. But let's just sit here for a while and feel the connection with the chair. Even get the sense as if you are resting and melting into the chair. All the muscles relaxing, feeling the connection with the back and the bottom, and also the feet on the ground, as if there are roots growing from the feet into the earth, feeling a sense of connectedness and groundedness and safety. And for the beginning, I want to invite you to imagine a peaceful pond. If you want to kind of get a sense of it, imagine it in front of your eyes. Get a sense of the mirror-like pond. Very peaceful, beautiful colors that have been reflected in the pond. And when I drop a small pebble into the pond, at the beginning it will break with the initial impact. It will break the surface area, and then it will float downward, deeper and deeper and deeper, till it goes all the way down to the bottom. And I'm gonna drop a pebble of a question now into your inner world, and just be aware and attentive, noticing whatever thoughts and emotions, and even if you feel a bodily sensation with a question, just be aware of that. So the pebble I'm dropping into your inner world is, what brought you here today? What brought you here to follow this course? Whatever you noticed in thoughts or emotions, just be aware of what it is, and now consider just letting that go, and consider the following. If that was not the only reason that you are here, just going a bit deeper as the pebble of the question floats deeper and deeper into your being. Why are you here? What do you really need? And let's go of that emotion, or if there's nothing specific, just registering, no, there's nothing specific, I'm just here. And let the pebble float a bit deeper, sinking deeper into your being, again asking the question, why are you here? What do you really need? Maybe one last time, becoming aware of that inner motivation, the inner energy that pulled you here, the magnetism. Why are you here? And now just resting your awareness at the bottom of the lake in the cool water, where it's peaceful. And for a few moments, just let's move to our breath, to come home in the breath. And with the in-breath, just maybe introduce the words, I have arrived, with the in-breath. And with the out-breath, I am home. With the in-breath, I have arrived. And with the out-breath in your own rhythm, I'm home. I have arrived. I'm home. I have arrived. I'm home. The sound bowl sings long. So, how is it for you to be you? How is it for you to be in the body that you have? Looking in the mirror, how is it for you to see what you see in the mirror? Do you like or dislike? What aspects of yourself do you like or dislike? If you look at your body shape, if you become aware of your health, of your fitness, how is it for you to be you? Are there aspects of yourself that you prefer not to accept, or that you reject, that you can't live with? Just becoming aware, and the invitation now is not to judge, just to be aware. You know what? I don't like looking in the mirror because my nose is a bit skew, or you know, this ear is bigger than the other one, and I can't take that, or I know I'm not as fit as I should be, and I whatever, or I'm old. I remember I was young earlier. But just become aware, how is it for you to be in this body? And how is it for you to be with the thoughts that go through your mind? So maybe it's difficult now to take a grasp of everything that you thought of throughout the day. But how is it in the inner world to be you, with the thoughts coming up? And specifically maybe repetitive thoughts. Which thoughts do you think are repetitive, and how optimal are you using your function of brain and analytical brain and thoughts, and how positive or negative are your thoughts, if you could label it? Are you even aware of the thoughts while I'm asking it? So my question, how is it for you to be living in that inner life with your thoughtscape or your mindscape? Maybe you're not aware even of the thoughts that's happening there, but then that's fine. Just register, I'm not so much aware. and how is it for you to live emotionally with yourself? With the emotions that you experience throughout the day, how is it for you to be you? To have emotions that are really taxing, dark emotions, worries, maybe fears, anxiety, could be depression, jealousy, loneliness. It could also be excitement and joy and wonder and peace and a sense of awe. And maybe it's all of them. Now, there are times that we experience this and that, but how is it for you? And can you live with that? And how is it for you to live with these emotions? And how is the energy levels at the moment? And can you just be aware of the energy levels at this moment? Your motivation. How hard is it for you to get up in the mornings and to live another day with myself, with what I have to do and what I think and what I feel and the relationships that I'm in? Speaking of relationships, how is it for you to be in the relationships that you are? How taxing is it, draining, or how life-giving, or are you giving, serving, or being served? Maybe also the question, how is it for you to be in the life stage where you are in? Your financial situation where you are, maybe aware of if you have a job, how is it for you to have a job, or maybe not have a job, be retired, not having the opportunities that you previously had? How is it for you to be you, also in your phase of the family and kids? Challenges and difficulties. Maybe just slightly become aware of it, and possibilities and beauty. So if we ask this question, it's a very important question, just to consider it for a while, and not easy answer saying yes or no. Probably there will be some things that are easier to live with and other things that's more taxing to live with. But the question is, what kind of strategies do we use to try to live with ourselves and to become accustomed to ourselves and have personal development? Because I think many people have this, and that's probably why you're here. You've got a commitment to personal growth. Probably that's one of the things, of the pebble that came to mind. I really want to grow in my person, as a person, and inner world and in life, and maybe coming home. But there are many strategies that people follow to become more at home in their own life and to grow spiritually, to grow in the inner world. And you know these words very well, and I know fight, flight, freeze and numb are just phrases. But I'd like you to just for a while consider, which of these strategies do you use to try to get personal growth? Because if you, for instance, get very angry, extremely angry, and you shouted at someone, what kind of strategy do you use to be with yourself? What kind of skills do you have and that you use? One of the skills that most people use is like really fighting against, I shouldn't be so mad. You know, that's so stupid. I know that person will always make me mad, and I'm getting that mad, so I'm fighting with myself, and I've got this negative self-talk, and I'm just fighting with myself because I think this strategy of fighting with myself, being hard on myself, that will make me better. It's usually not because of something bad, it's because we think that strategy works. Even if you feel sadness or depression, one of the ways that people tend to work with it is to fight it. I've got to fight this thing. I've got to fight this grief. This grief must get away, and I'm so angry with myself, and I work with myself harshly. You know, I'm going to punish myself and break myself down, and I take certain actions because I cannot be with whatever I feel inside. And one of the best ways to change myself is to fight. So although these words are well known, if you really look and become aware of the way that we work with ourselves, and really think about it, how successful is this strategy of fighting with yourself? How do you feel afterwards, breaking yourself down and trying to be a perfectionist and always failing? How does it work for you? And are you attentive to the effect of that in your life? You know, what does it do with you? Flight is the other way that we do. It's, we have a lot of issues and challenges internally in our thoughts and in our bodies, and we just ignore it. Let's go on. Just do what needs to be done. All the issues are there. I just go through the motions. Sometimes one of the ways that we try to flight is just, let's serve the people around me, you know, and I don't want to look at my own stuff and my own issues. Let me just give everything to everybody else so that I don't get any time to face whatever I need to face and to be with whatever I need to be. So flight is another way, and part of that is actually numb, the last one, is a way of ignoring the issues and the challenges. So we numb it with, some people work day and night, others do sports day and night, others use alcohol, others use sex, others TV day and night, or playing games day and night. I should just never be alone so that I numb this. I don't want to confront myself. I can't live with myself. So I just run away and I'm not there. And again, when you use that strategy, do you think it's really successful? How does it work for you in the longer term? But it is one of the strategies that we try to survive and just to go from day to day. Freezing is the other one. It is just you froze in the situation. Life is just bad. You just feel everything is just like a wave whacking you, and you don't know what to do, and it's just bad, and you don't feel any sense of control or impact, or you just give up. That hopelessness feeling, there's nothing I can do. So I'm just gonna take every blow from life as it comes. So those are some of the strategies that we try to just survive and get by day to day. So mindfulness is a way of relating to ourselves and our challenges in a different way that we usually do. So there are other ways as well. Mindfulness is not the only answer to all the problems of the world, but it does give you phenomenal contra-intuitive tools that you usually won't think of. And the amazing thing of mindfulness is it gives you tools that can work despite the season you are in. So some seasons are like spring and summer, and it's wonderful, and there are just amazing things. But there are also other seasons that are more challenging. And then with mindfulness, it gives you the tools to even excavate and discover in difficult times and in the hardship a form of depth and connection and growth. And everyone has a gift. And now, so we looked at those strategies. So we're going to delve into this treasure chest now. And we're going to take out one of the most wonderful gifts that you all have. And this gift will be like an enlightenment. You know, if something is dark and you shine this light here, it just enlightens it. So this is the gift of enlightenment. And the gift actually we can call the gift of awareness, the gift of attention, or being conscious, or noticing. That is a phenomenal gift. And now you say, but okay, that's just so that's very easy to think of, and to know, okay, what's so amazing about it? The amazing thing about awareness is it can focus on something specific. For instance, let's focus on this corner of the desk there. And if you just look at the lines, the colors, the shades, the way it was formed, putting all your focus on that part, it enlightens it. And suddenly you get a lot of information on it. But the interesting thing is the light itself doesn't change. It's just revealing, but the light stays light. And then if we move here to this area, let's see how they built this. And if you look at that area, you can see exactly how they made it, the colors, the gray, a slight brown, and also black, and there is white in it. And did you see what happened just now? We moved our focus. Awareness is something that can move from the one point to the other point. It can also be enlarged. So we can, for instance, now, in our awareness, okay, let's put this off for a while, take in our awareness this whole room and everybody. We could focus on this one specific area, but we can take this whole room into awareness. It's actually so powerful. We've got a plane of awareness that can jump even over time and space. You can think back of the time that you were in primary school or in elementary school, as you call it. And isn't it phenomenal? Just in this instance, your awareness can be there. But you can let go of that awareness and you can think of Florida and how nice and warm it is. And probably your thoughts will go to the voting today, election day. And you can, but you can then leave that. You can let go of that and move your attention to something else. But every time when you put your attention on something, it reveals itself. Every time that you switch off your attention, not focusing on this anymore, it doesn't reveal itself. But with attention, you have a phenomenal gift that's different than the previous ones, the 4 that we looked at, those strategies. But with attention, you can focus on aspects of your life to reveal more real, more truthfully what you find. And you can, for instance, now put your focus and your attention on the body. And become aware of, for instance, your feet on the ground and the touch. And you can move the torchlight of attention now to your hands. And in the hands, you can probably, if you focus in the hands, in the palm of the hands, you can feel cold or heat. You can feel prickling perhaps, or moisture or dryness, maybe pulsating feeling in the hands, a touch on whatever you are touching at this moment. But just this wonderful gift of awareness opens an avenue for us to reveal things. So we asked in the beginning, how is it for you to be with your body, to be with your thoughts and emotions? If you want to know what's going on, the only way is to put your attention on it and to create opportunities for you to focus on that. But the wonderful thing about mindfulness is that the way that we give attention in mindfulness is not like a laser trying to break with harshness. It is the white light of attention. And you know, light, if you break it up, it goes through a prism, it is colorful. And so it is a way of giving attention. It's not just giving attention because I can give all my attention to you and I can check you out and I can see you now. I think this and that about you and you know this and that. So, and I can do it with myself. So it's a way of giving attention. And that is where the healing aspect comes in. Because you can give attention and that's something that we do. But if we give attention to aspects of our lives with the attitudes of mindfulness, the attitude of a beginner's mind, of non-judgmental, non-judging, of acceptance, of letting go, of trust, of patience, of non-striving, gratitude and generosity. We don't have to go through all of them now, but let's do just a few of the first ones. Let's say the beginner's mind. If you can put the spotlight of your attention on your life with a beginner's mind. Looking in the mirror this evening before you go to sleep with beginner's mind, but with a piece of non-judging acceptance. Just for a while. Just see what happens if you give attention with that softness of, okay, let me look at my eyes. Let me be present. How does my eyes look and my ears and everything, and what's the effect of that on my inner life and my being and my coming home if I give attention with a beginner's mind, as if it's the first time ever looking into the mirror. And if you do the same, just for instance with your emotions, and say, okay, I'm going to be interested in what's going on in my inner life, but I'm not going to do it with a laser trying to change everything. I'm just going to be present with kindness, with a beginner's mind of curiosity. I wonder what's going on today inside, especially with our thoughts as well. We're not aware of our thoughts because we don't put the spotlight of attention on our thoughts. But that's why actually meditation can be something so exciting, because you can say, oh, I wonder what's going on inside. I did not put the spotlight of my attention on my inner world of my thoughtscape. So mindfulness meditation is really an exciting opportunity for you to say, okay, what's going on inside? Let me use the light of awareness, the light of enlightenment, and just be with whatever and notice what is there without judging it, with curiosity, with patience, whatever I find, with trust, with non-striving, not trying to force myself somewhere, but with this piece of generosity. Just can you get a feel how different it is if you compare that strategy with this strategy, the one of just fighting yourself and flighting or freeze or numb. That's the normal way that we try to be with ourselves. Just imagine if you can slowly but surely learn to live with yourself, to be with yourself in a different way. Just awareness, and just with a kind awareness, and just test it for a while. Which strategy have the long-term better effect and healing effect on the aspects of our lives? Oops. Wow. That was a big point, so thank you. So that brings us to this. Oh, it goes with this actually. Loving awareness. So that is the invitation. If we want to use two words to convey what mindfulness is, in the word loving, it encloses all the attitudes, and awareness is attention and presence. So loving awareness, that is what we are going to practice and what we're going to go on with. So you saw this picture of Joe Joubert, when he's a South African painter, artist, and he did this, and the name of the painting is Mindscape. Very interesting. So it is a view into the mind. So on the one hand, you'll see the clock broke, so time stopped, and you see the vastness of its dark clouds, but also light and reflections of past and future. And then you see this red, isn't it a really, it's a precious material. That's why he used red. It's extremely precious. Then you see a nest of a bird. So it's a place to come home, to feel safe, a place of stillness. And that is a South African fox, a specific fox. If I directly translate it from our native language, it is a big ear fox. And it has a phenomenal sense of hearing. It eats bugs, small bugs, and it can hear a bug running on the ground meters. No, you use yards away, and it is phenomenal. It can. It's so finely tuned awareness. It's, okay, there it is, running to that bug and eating it. So what we find here is a wonderful picture of awareness, the preciousness of it, and also a place of coming home to feel safe. But it is absolutely aware. It is attentive. to whatever is going on in the inner world. So that is what we're gonna do now. Aren't you excited to see what's going on in our inner world? So let's do a little exercise so that we can go through this for a while and see how can we do it in our lives, becoming aware of our thoughts and emotions. And we're going to use basically these two skills that we just heard, the precious jewels from our treasure chest: awareness and love or acceptance. So when we do a meditation, and that is what meditation basically is, it is a being with yourself with these two skills. The first thing that we start with is with intention. Just setting the intention of, why am I here? The same as we did in the beginning here. I'm going to have a meditation now to be present with awareness and love. Maybe that could be the intention. But whatever the intention is that you want to sit with, it can sometimes be a specific reason, and we embody then that intention. So try to embody something of a loving, accepting awareness. And if you want to and feel safe to close the eyes, you're welcome to just close the eyes. Feeling, and that's the second part after intention, really making sure that you ground yourself first, not jumping into what's going on in my thoughts and mind. First make sure that you ground yourself so that you can feel safely connected. So feeling the feet on the ground and the rootedness with the earth, connectedness, even if you have a sense for the spiritual, a connectedness with the divine in all, the divine in the earth, the divine all around, the divine in you, feeling the connectedness with a chair and the safety of the chair, so that from that stands this rootedness. We can slowly move our awareness to our inner world. And the way that we're going to do it for today is using an anchor as a point of resting, that nest that we have. So we use the breath, or if you feel a bit anxious, you're also always welcome to move to using your hands or the feet on the ground as an anchor. Very important, don't force yourself with breathing. Sometimes people feel anxiousness, and then breathing is not the best place to focus attention on. Just move attention then away from the chest where you feel the anxiousness, moving to hands or feet. But if you feel, you can use the breath at this moment. Breathing in, every breath a new beginning. Just following the flow of air to stay focused in this moment, because our intention is to look at our inner world and become aware of our inner world in this moment. And now, with a real exciting curiosity, we wait for an opportunity for a thought to reveal itself. So I'm going to stay silent for a while you rest in breath. And if a thought comes up, or emotion, or even a physical sensation, be grateful for whatever is revealing itself. And if nothing reveals itself and there's just stillness, just resting then in the stillness. But register whatever comes up in that moment. So let us venture into the galaxy of our inner world and see what planets we can find in our inner world in the time of silence. Whatever thought comes up, even if it is a thought of, oh, I'm tired, I'm going to go to sleep, welcome any thought. Just use whatever thought or emotion comes up to practice these two skills. Being aware of whatever comes up with accepting compassion, kindness. So if you're tired and you feel sleepy and that's the feeling that you have, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Welcome it. But now, as we move our attention, we have the power to let go of whatever came up. Just let go and focus again the attention on the breath. If you feel there are a lot of thoughts coming that you have to let go, that's wonderful. You got better practice than some of the others that only got one thought or one emotion. So the idea of meditation is not to have no thoughts. It is to be aware and to create a space, to create an awareness and a welcoming spirit to whatever arises. Bringing the attention ever so gently back to breathing and awaiting to see what thought or emotion hijacks the awareness, and then without judging yourself, just becoming interested. Oh, interesting that this thought or this emotion or this sensation caught my attention, and then just letting go with kindness and resting again. Ready. So it's also a good idea sometimes to do this practice and writing down which thoughts or emotions surfaced in that situation, so that you can afterwards say, oh, okay, these thoughts or these emotions surfaced. But you know what just happened in this instance was actually magical. Because something happened that's profound. The one that is aware, there was an aspect of yourself, the identity of awareness. Use this opportunity to look at and put your attention on thoughts or emotions and breathing. So you created a distance between the subject and the object. So the objects in your thoughts came and it went. Emotions came and went. Sensations came and went. And most said, well, what's so amazing? That is a phenomenal thing. If that is the core of the healing aspect of mindfulness. Because suddenly awareness is in control. Suddenly the thought did not take over. You were aware. You could look at the thought and you practiced that muscle of letting go. Because right through the day, over and over and over, you will be hijacked. And if you did not practice the muscle of letting go of the thought, letting go of this emotion, or letting go of that, or just even being aware of what's there, you won't be able to work with your inner world. So it's really profound. And that's actually what the scientists also, the psychologists working with mindfulness, they say the key of mindfulness is, they call it, let me put it in a easier word. It is like decentering. If previously the thought or the emotion was the center and it took over your life, whatever it is, now awareness, for this small bit that we practiced, awareness was in control. Awareness was aware of thoughts and emotions. You decentered it. So the thought is not the center anymore, the emotion is not the center anymore, your body is not the center. It's still your thoughts, your emotions, and but the I, the one that is aware, my true identity, is the one that is in control, the one that is acting. That is really a profound thing. So what that creates, it's a practice of, you know what, awareness is so amazing. It's a space where I create a space for anything, whatever arises, even the most dark thoughts and hate feelings, or even whatever you fear, whatever comes in awareness. Okay, it's coming in. Oh, I'm looking at it. I'm stable. I feel okay. I'm grounded. I'm rooted in my awareness in this space. Whatever comes and goes, there it comes, there it goes. I really hope you can get the sense of how powerful the gift of awareness, when it is with acceptance and compassion, how it makes every day different. Because whenever an emotion comes over you, or a thought comes over you, or even circumstances come over you, you're rooted in awareness. Awareness cannot be unrooted. Because, and it's always available. It's just we get off of it. It's always there. We can easily get back on this, and then it's not about fighting all the things that came into mind. It's being with it. Okay, I'm so angry now, but I'm aware of it. When I am aware of that, I'm angry. That is the thing. When I'm unaware that I'm angry, or I'm unaware that I'm feeling depressed. But when I'm aware that I'm depressed, that's okay. And giving myself time and space and care and being interested. And I've told many people going through depression, just test it for a while. Be curious, interested in your depression. See how it presents itself every day uniquely. Okay, tomorrow morning, how is it going to be? If you wake up, I know every morning I wake up with depression. Okay, that's good. But how does it present itself today? Be curious. And you will see. It always differs. The one day you're physically flat. The other day you feel emotionally dark. But you feel okay. Other times it's got some thought things. But if you're just non-judgmentally aware and present with yourself at that moment. You know, this morning, okay, depression presents itself as, you know what, I don't want to talk to anybody today. But I do feel, yeah, I've got some in my body feel okay. So I'm going to just walk, but I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm just going to phone anybody. I'm just going to. So what happened was, I was aware, and I could choose to respond wisely to whatever there is, without judging myself. But there is, and it is because there was a distance, the decentering that could happen between the awareness and whatever comes up in awareness. If you look at this picture of, I wish I had another one of her when she was a child. The question one could ask is, who am I? Let's take the imagine. You're so good with imagination now, so we practice it. There's another picture here of this lady when she was a child, and there's a picture of her there and a picture. And if you have a picture of yourself, for instance, and you look at those pictures, and you ask yourself, who am I? When I was small, and I was a child, I had a certain body, and I had certain emotions, and I had certain thoughts, and I was aware of myself, it's me. And then at that age, my body was changed, and my thoughts were totally different. I was different space in my life. I was in a different area in my life. I was focusing on other things. And at that age, focusing on other things, my body is different, my relationships is different, everything is different. But something stayed the same the whole time. So I can be my body. I cannot be. My deepest identity cannot be my body, because my body changes that way. My emotions differ so much the whole way, from being a child all the way. So that's not me. It's my emotions. Yes, it's like my hand, but that's not the core of who I am. Even thoughts change. But something stayed the same. The light of awareness. I was aware of myself. I'm aware of myself. So then suddenly something happens. You look at yourself in a different way. If I am not my body anymore, I'm not so tense about getting sick or even dying. If I'm not so taken up about having to be happy, or having to have this car, or having to be in this situation, or in this job, or whatever I connect my identity with, can you imagine the freedom that you can live with if your identity is rooted in awareness? In this awareness, a loving awareness. There's a beautiful song that I've many times listened to. Ram Das from, he did it with East Forest, and it's a 10-minute long, the whole time he just said, I'm loving awareness. I am loving awareness. I'm loving awareness. I'm loving awareness. I am loving awareness. So he's just playing with these words. But imagine if you see yourself, who I am, as loving awareness. I'm this loving light. And if you want to use spiritual terms, I am the light of the world. That's what Jesus said. And if I am the bread of life and the breath of life. So if that is the core of who you are, we're not shaken so much when emotions come and go, and thoughts come and go, situations come and go, because we are not caught up by it. So that is the biggest issue. If you identify with your thoughts as if that is who you are, sorry, you're caught up. If you identify with your emotions, they will throw you all around. If you identify with your body and sensations or your life stage, they will throw you around. So I'm just going to read this from Eckhart Tolle. He describes it beautifully here. He says, the greatest obstacle to experiencing reality of our connectedness is identification with mind. So the greatest obstacle, the reality of that everything is connected, that I'm connected, that awareness creates this connection, is identification with mind, which causes thought to become compulsive, because I think I am now my mind. So now I'm compulsive. I better get it better. It must be this way. Oh, there's a negative thought. I've got to fight it. Oh no, it should be there. Oh, now I shouldn't be this. I shouldn't be that. Oh, overthinking. It causes to be compulsive. This incessant mental noise that prevents you from finding the realm of inner stillness that is inseparable from being. It creates a false mind-made self that casts a shadow of fear and suffering, because you identify with your mind so much. Then, identification with mind creates an opaque screen of concepts, labels, images, words, and judgments and definitions that blocks true relationships. It comes between you and yourself, between you and your fellow man and woman, between you and nature, between you and God. This is the screen of thought that creates the illusion of separateness. Before I go on, just bear with me for this is so profound, because we make so much of thoughts as our savior that we think thoughts is everything, and we identify with our thoughts as who we are, and then I just accept all the thoughts and all my judgments and everything that I have, and that becomes an opaque screen. So if I have this idea of Kelly, and that was made up in my mind, she can do whatever she wants to. I will always relate with her through this opaque screen of thoughts and labels, because my thoughts are the major way that I connect with everyone, is through my thoughts and my ideas of somebody. But if thoughts are just one of the aspects, my awareness is the aspect and the channel through which I relate. My presence to you today. How does she react today? What does she say today? How am I present today? Not through the filters of my thoughts. It can bring extra information in, that's fine. But can you see, you can relate more deeply if it's not always through those concepts of thought. So that's why Eckhart Tolle said, this is the disease. You believe you are your mind, and this is the delusion. The instrument has taken over. It's a wonderful, wonderful instrument. Maybe two other just quotes. At the moment of arising, and this is from Bob Nyron, Diamond Mind, the book. At the moment of arising, that's what you experienced just now. When we were silent, a thought came up, or emotion came up. At that moment of arising, we do not have to pick up a thought. Freedom from thoughts does not mean no thoughts. It means that thoughts come and go freely. We do not latch onto them, and an incredible brilliance comes into mind. So because you learned the skill of becoming aware that the thought came, okay, this thought is not a healthy thought, or it doesn't help in this moment. I practiced how to release that thought and focusing on something else. Maybe say, people think it's easy, but that's the thing, is if you practice that over and over in meditation, you get skilled to become aware of a thought, skilled to let go of a thought, and we're not bothered by thoughts coming up. They can come up, whatever. It's okay. But I'm rooted in awareness to, oh, okay, this is the thought. Will it be helpful? Ah, let's leave it. Let's go on. Another thought. Oh, here's another emotion coming up. Hello, emotion. Okay, I see you. And there you go. Okay, this one lingers longer, but I'm rooted in something else. So we don't have to latch onto it. We're not caught by it. And that's also the big thing. We don't grasp even to the lovely, the beautiful thoughts. That's the other thing. Sometimes we grasp onto whatever we want, the nice things. That creates even more suffering. Just see, oh, this is a lovely moment. The sun's coming up and it's beautiful. Oh, the moon. The previous evenings. Wasn't the moon exquisite? It was a phenomenal moon. But if you grasp on it, you want to hold it. Oh, it should stay there. It should stay there. Then you create fear. You create frustration because you can't just be with whatever there is. Now the moon is there. You enjoy it for what it's worth, and it goes. And it's fine, something else will come later. But you practice presence without grasping. So maybe just this last one before we end with the definition and the practice. So attention and awareness. We experience a wonderful sense of resilience because inner states no longer matter. Okay, this is really, over and over I want to say everything is profound, but isn't that, imagine you can live like that. That you experience inner states that are volatile, but we experience a wonderful sense of resilience because inner states are no longer matter. If a really horrific thought comes up, it just arises and it passes. We're not going to react to it. We say, okay, this is really a horrific thought. This one, wow, okay. We observe it, a horrific thought, and if a really wonderful, blissful thought arises, it's quite okay. It also arises, wow, this is a nice thought, it's a good feeling, and it passes. But I'm not grasping on it. I'm rooted in awareness. I'm not rooted in some kind of positive thinking things or positive emotions or negative emotions and labeling everything. It's just accepting whatever is there, rooted in awareness. And if a thoroughly boring space arises, it does. It's boredom, and it came and it goes. So after all this, I come to the definition. If it wants, seem to me, doesn't want to go forward now. Yeah, there it is. Good. So just before I go to the definition, so mindfulness means learning to withdraw our attention from compulsively identifying with thoughts and focusing on the present moment. Mindfulness is learning, that's the practice. Is the whole time practicing not to compulsively identify with whatever comes up. There will be a time that you give attention to thought, but just imagine that thoughts doesn't have that hold on your inner world anymore. So, after all these things, we come to the definition of mindfulness, because I think you will understand it a bit better now. So, mindfulness is the awareness that arises from paying attention in a particular way. So, it's paying attention. It's an awareness of paying attention in a particular way. On purpose, I'm really, because I want to know what my thoughts are, or what my emotions are, or the situation in the present moment, non-judgmentally. So that is the other aspect of it. So Bob Nyron said his definition is knowing what is happening when it is happening, no matter what it is. That's the other part. So being aware, just knowing what is happening when it's happening, no matter what it is. I'm not going to respond to that or react to that. And that's the Chinese word of mindfulness or heartfulness. It's actually now and heart, not so much mind. It is actually heartfulness, and that's why I prefer the word kindfulness, or using the two wings. I started to this presentation with the metaphor of the light of awareness as attention and presence, and that's the one wing, and the other wing, the wing of love and acceptance or compassion. So with these two wings, we are going to fly. So for this week, I'd like you to make some time for meditation, and just to give a few final things on what meditation is, so that we can really understand what we're going to practice in this week. So meditation is not about quieting the mind. That is just a popular idea of it's quiet. Yes, the mind can become quiet, but it's not about so much that the quiet lies in the awareness. It's in the rootedness of. I like to use the concept, the metaphor of a satellite dish when I do my meditation. So it's just I'm the satellite dish. I'm grounded in the earth, and I'm really interested to see what kind of celestial objects are going to present themselves to me this morning or this evening. And then sometimes there are so many things. It's fine. But what it is practicing not about quieting the mind, but transforming our relationship to the mind. No longer identifying with whatever comes up. I'm just interested. Okay, that's what comes, that's what goes. Instead of trying to find a way to quiet the mind, the red part, simply make a decision not to engage with your mind. And that thoughts are not your thoughts. And then the problem is identification with mind. Maybe just this middle part, but spiritual awakening is not about being emotionally content, but being existentially content. Okay, that's a big word, but I think you know what I'm going to say. Being existentially content means that my identity is rooted in awareness. And awareness is just creating space. Anything can come and go. Even emotions that are in turmoil, that can come and it can go. And imagine if you can live that way, that we live every day in this awareness. So I want to invite you for practice this week. The app that I really want to invite you to use is Insight Timer. Insight Timer. It's a free app that you can download. It's on iStore, and it is with on the Android in Play Store. And they've got more than 500,000 meditations in Insight Timer, and there are so many. And you can create a profile. Do you want to say something about it?
No, I love it.
She just loves it.
I do too.
So, I want to, if you can go, there's an option for you where you can search, and you can search for Mark Williams. And there are 2 of his meditations there. You're also welcome to look at others. But Professor Mark Williams was the head of psychology at Oxford University. He wrote the standardized book, I think the best book on mindfulness, just called Mindfulness. And he's also an Anglican priest, actually. He presented retreats, and I met him personally. And he wrote also the book on and a lot of research on mindfulness and depression, and did phenomenal work, and on anxiety as well. So there are 2 practices. The one is 3 minutes long, and the other one is 8 minutes. So not long. I think it will be easy enough for you to do that. As you want, if you want to, you can look at other meditations as well. But for the beginning, for those of you that are new in meditation, these 2 are really wonderful, and it's free to listen to, and you can download the app for free. So, before I end, just a poem, and then we do a short meditation in the end. So stop trying to heal yourself and fix yourself, even awaken yourself. Let go of letting go. Stop trying to fast forward the movie of your life, chasing futures that never seem to arrive. Instead, bow deeply to yourself as you actually are. Instead, bow deeply to yourself as you actually are. Your pain, your sorrow, your doubts, your deepest longing, fearful thoughts, all are welcome, are not mistakes, and they aren't asking to be healed. They are asking to be held here, now, lightly, in the loving arms of present awareness. Our last practice, asking you to just put your feet on the ground. And just bringing to mind someone that you know loves you a lot, unconditionally. And if you find it difficult to think of someone that loves you, even just think of how it would be. A person, maybe a situation where you felt loved. But try to keep a person in mind. And thinking of that person, just repeating a phrase that I will read to you, or you can also use your own phrase. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease of heart. To that person that gave love to you, may you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease of heart. And I'd like to invite you to put your hand on your heart, or maybe the one hand on the other hand, if that's more comfortable to you, to as a sign of compassion, acceptance, and try to find a way to say the following words also for yourself. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I live with ease of heart. Maybe once more, and then a few moments where you can even use other words. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Thank you. You are welcome. If you have any questions, to voice them now, if you have.